Okay, here we go. Hive inspection and feeding Sunday. Got my smoker going. See what we got on the top. Both jars of sugar water are empty. I will be filling them up later. This off the top. Give them a little bit of smoke to calm them down. You don't look happy. I'm looking just at a couple of the frames in the top box to see if they did anything. I'm going to start on the side. Doesn't look like anything here. Absolutely nothing. There's bees on it, but they've done the work. They usually work from the center out, so I'm just going to peek in the center. And I do not see any work at all. But this one seems to be glued to the one below it, which is not cool. So we'll pry it up. Definitely glued to the one below it. I hope they're not all like that. This one is the same thing. Not bad, but that's just how much work they're doing down below. But still, there's no work on this frame at all. None on any of them. So I'm just gonna lift the whole second box off. See what we got going down below. They glue all their stuff together with something called propolis. They make it from tree sap and whatever else, I think mud, whatever else they can get. So I'm not going to be in here very long. I'm just going to try to see how much work they did since the last time I was in. Some people think I'm getting in here too much. Looks like there's a lot more bees here than there was last week. Just in case you don't know, the queen lays about 1,000 eggs a day. And those bees only live for 21 days, so she has to lay a lot of eggs. Those lady bees, they pretty much work themselves to death. And I kind of got a late start with mine. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Bees on this frame, but nothing done on it. Basically no work on that one since last week. Here's the next one. Looks like there's a little bit of work done on this one at the top. Yep, they're starting to work on the top on this one. Lots of bees on there, if you can see. That was one of the new frames that I put in. Here comes one of the ones that came with the nucleus hive that I bought 2 weeks ago now. This one didn't have a whole lot on it last week. Let's see what we got now. Yep, they're drawing out comb on there. But not on this side. Hope my elbow's not in the way again. Sorry if it is. I can't really see what the camera is showing. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. I want to look at the other side because that's where it seemed to be most of the work last week. These guys back in slowly so we don't crush any. They'll get out of the way as I'm going down, or at least I hope they do. Okay, we're going to work from the back this time. Like I said, they glue everything together. So you got to use this Hive tool to pry it apart. This stuff really seems glued this time. Okay, no work on this end one. There's bees on it, but there's no work. This one had a little bit on it last week. Let's see what it has now. No, I think it was the other one. I think it was this one. They're really in here. This one was the one. This is one of my frames that I put in. Oh yeah, they definitely built out a lot of comb now. I don't know if you remember how much was on that last week. It was probably only about a quarter of this. So they're definitely building out comb. And this is actually honey. I can see honey in there. It's not capped. They put nectar in and they flap their wings and dry it. And when it's at a certain level of dryness, then they cap it with wax, and that's their store of energy for get them through the years, through the winter. Okay, like I said, I didn't want to be in here much. I'm not bothering looking for the queen. I know she's in there. Everything looks good. They're building up more and more. Put the second box on slowly because we don't want to crush any bees. Straighten it out. Okay. Put the inner cover on. Call this thing the inner cover. Top box on. I'm going to fill up the jars of sugar water that were empty. Doing that outside of the camera. I think they'll be happy. I have 3 jars today. Again, if you live nearby and have some small jars with metal lids you can give me, I'd really appreciate it, and so would the bees. I'm not going to be feeding them for too much longer. They have to learn to fend for themselves. So I got 3 jars of sugar water. Here they come, ladies. There you go. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. One, two, three. the top cover on. Sure there's no bees. Nope. Won't be crushing anything. And that's it. That was a quick one today. Everything looks good. See you in about a week, ladies.